I gave you my heart.
Guys, well, I got off work and now I got all this stuff in. I'm happy. There's the shrink wrap. I can't believe that shelf shrinks down to like the size of a pin if you want it to. It's very cool. I got 4 feet of that. Look at those big beefy. Yeah, with them. Put that 0 gauge in there. 0 to 4. Make it cleaner. Way bigger than the ones I got in there. I mean, look at the size comparison. Nice. And 200 amp fuses. Yes, sir. And the lugs, all copper, of course. Very nice. And both red, 5 feet of the red and 5 feet of the black. This is welding cable. Windy Nation. Let me do it where we can read it right. Made in the USA. Yes, sir. Oh, let me see if I can find the rest of the... There it goes. This is real copper. This stuff's heavy right here, boy. I mean, compared to that 4 gauge, there really ain't no comparison, to tell you the truth. Look at that. This is going to be such a big difference, dudes. I'm so stoked. Oh, and I got something else. I'm trading this little amp, 1 set of the DS18 tweeters, 1 of the 15s in the sealed box, because he wants the sealed box, for a, hold on, let me pull it up. It's a Sundown. Check it out, dudes. An SA12 Sundown 2 ohm. It's been reconed, but it doesn't matter. That's the guy I sold the Smart 3 to. So he's gonna trade me that Sundown when he gets off work. He's gonna come over. So I'm gonna get this wired up before he gets here and everything. And then I'm gonna have a Sundown. I'll show it to you guys once he's gone and everything. I'll add it to the video because I won't be able to install it tonight unless I actually cut that hole open, and I ain't got time to do all that. I'm just gonna put the 10 back in here for tonight, but I'm gonna wire this up. I'm gonna try to make a little amp rack, use my old ramp rack, maybe put another piece of wood underneath so this thing's not sitting on the carpet bare ass like it is. I played it pretty hard coming home from work, and to tell you the truth, guys, out of all the amps I've had, and I mean this thing was pushing just as hard as any other amp I had, especially on songs that, you know, we know that hit hard, like that Kodiak Black song. And it was a little warm, but all the rest of the amps would have been on fire. So, and that's with that 4 gauge, and the 4 gauge wire wasn't even hot. And you know, it's a short span to right there to the batteries right there. But imagine how good the 0 gauge is going to work. Now I seen a 340 alternator for a GM for sale. They didn't say how much. They have a bunch of other equipment on Marketplace. So sorry about that, somebody messaged me. Actually it's the guy about the Sundown. So anyway, let me get working on this, get it all set up, put the 0 gauge in, and then we'll do a demo and see if it does improve it, which we all know it will. But oh man, this is awesome. Anyway, I'll add to this in a minute. Alright, now I got it all hooked up. See how flexible that wire is? You know, I kind of just had to throw it in here again because it's dark. I was going to make a little rack for that, but I'll do it tomorrow. It took me a while to get all this wire stripped and re-ran to the batteries and all this and shrink wrap. I didn't shrink wrap these because I might take them off or whatever. So let's test it out, see how she sounds. Try a different one real quick. Fuck, probably pissing my neighbors off. Let's try this one here. Got the whole cardboard shaking. I can't keep doing it this late at night. That dude's fixing to come over and trade me that stuff anyway. And I got to take that one sub out that he wants and put it in the other box because one of them's got that little flaw, so I'm going to give him the good one. But yeah, that zero gauge sure did make a big difference. Let's go back and look at it real quick. Oh man, I'm really happy about that. Sucks that it got dark. Man, I work all day. Really don't have a lot of time to do stuff till the weekends. I had to put this back here like this again, like I said. But I mean, you know, I'm gonna be getting some wood this weekend and building a better box. This one's okay. You see it hits hard. I just can't keep playing at that. You know, my neighbors are spread out, but still, it's late for them anyway. For me, I could jam to 2 or 3 in the morning if I had to. But I love this zero gauge wire. It's so flexible. Look how, I mean, just loop it like that. It's fat too, boy. It's real copper. It's heavy. Big old reducers here going in, so it's running clean. I'm happy with it, and I love that Scar RP 2000. That thing's got good sound quality. I think that's the best amp I've ever owned. I like the Smart 3 also, but I didn't like the sound quality. It put a lot of power, but it didn't have that I don't know. It's just like I don't know how to describe it. You guys know, if you've had the Smart 3, what I'm talking about. I mean, I love it. I'd still run it if I had one. That guy that's coming over, he's got the Smart 3 and he loves it. I guess if you get a EQ, you know, or a DSP, you could clean it all up a lot better. But for now, I just run this, and like I said, I'm gonna get one more of these RP 2000s down the road once I get 2 good matching subwoofers and run one to each one. Especially if the Sundown works out and it plays good, I'm gonna run it. Run 2 of those with an amp on each one. And probably, I still want to wall my car off like I've been saying. I just need the wood, man, and time. Look how long it took me tonight. I mean, you guys ain't seeing how long it really took, but you see it's dark out here. So it takes a while to do all this. I had to take this 3/4 inch plywood down here, you know. I had to take all that out. I had to take this box out. I'll take the brackets out, you know, unwire everything, strip these wires, heat it up to shrink the heat shrink on there. That heat shrink worked pretty good. 200 amp fuse there. Anyway, that's all I can do for tonight, guys. Actually, this ain't gonna be the end, because as soon as he comes and leaves, I will show you the sub that I get out of this trade. His name's Marcus. He's pretty cool. Anyway, see you guys in a second. Alright guys, there it is. It's a Recon, and they wired the leads in directly not the greatest way they did it either. They got tape around it. I'm gonna end up getting some leads and soldering it. But I hooked up the multimeter and checked the coils. They both work. So it's wired in parallel down to 1 ohm. So I can hook this up to the Scar RP2000 at 1 ohm and get the full potential of the amp. And that is, as long as this sub's good. He said it's good. He got it from somebody else. That's the guy that I sold the Smart 3 to. Oh, and the RP2000, the Scar, it's doing really good with that 0 gauge. I mean, it's like night and day compared to the old 4 gauge. Watch out, Coco. Okay, see these? I was even showing my dad. I was like, look at these wires here. These are the 4 gauge I've been using. Things are so light, you know. And that welding cable, boy, that stuff's heavy. And it just feels quality. And it changed the dynamics of my sound system. It's hitting 10 times harder now. It's getting way more power than it was before. So I'm real happy with that. I think it's probably the cleanest, hardest hitting sound I've heard in my car yet. Not saying that that's been the most powerful amp, but it's the first amp I've hooked up with 0 gauge. Next step is to get me a nice alternator, a 240 alt or something. But I'm gonna check this out, and if this works good, I might consider getting one more of these and running a Scar RP2000 to each of them. They have their own amp because this is dual voice coil 2 ohm. So, and I've heard Sundown are really good subs. I've never owned one. This is the first one. So I'm happy with that. I'll show you the booty a little bit. There's the magnet on the bottom. Pretty big magnet. Nice pole venting on it. A little rust there. Must have had it. Got a little moisture on it. It's got a copper voice coil. You can see it in there. I don't hear no rubbing. So we'll find out tomorrow for sure. I'll free air it a little bit. I don't have a box for it because I sold the box with the MVX to the Demo Kings. So, but I'm gonna get some wood and build a box this weekend for this 12. I'm thinking about getting one of those big ass ports and using it instead of doing a slot port, make it easier on myself because I ain't really had a lot of time lately. So, but yeah, I still got 115 because I gave him 115 in the sealed box and a set of tweeters and that little tar amps for that Sundown. You guys think that was a good deal? Do you think that this is a good sub? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this Sundown and how I should go about fixing those leads instead of having it direct leads like they got it wired on and doing it the correct way. You think I should take the leads off the 15, or am I able to buy some and put on it, or should I just keep it wired the way it is? He said he was running it like this and it was fine. You know, you can see it's 1 ohm. And actually it'll go up when you talk because it picks up changes the ohm when you're speaking. But it's 0.8, 0.9, and it goes up to 1. So that's good. Doesn't get the full potential out of that Scar amp. But we'll do a better demo tomorrow, guys, when I'll have more time. I got the American bass in the car now, and the amp's hooked up with the 0 gauge. You guys didn't really get to hear it too good because it's late, and when I went to do this trade here, I was jamming it, and that 0 gauge has made a big difference. I jammed it all the way there. I jammed it while I was there. I played a couple songs, and then on the way back, I was jamming it. I had it turned up pretty good. And when I got home, I touched the amp, and it wasn't even warm at all. And that's the first time I've had an amp then pushing it that loud and it not even be warm. Usually they'd be really hot. So that 0 gauge by Windy Nation, it's a welding cable, real copper, AWG, American Wire Guide, standard wire. So if you guys are running that CCA, I advise that you switch to real copper. The welding cable I like, it's really heavy compared to that what I was using, that 4 gauge, that CCA crap. Anyway, we'll when I get home tomorrow, we'll do a good demo. We'll hook this up too and free air it a little bit and see how it goes. And I'll show you guys how hard that American bass is hitting in there in that 34 hertz box with that Scar RP 2000 hooked up. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about the deal I did. Do you think it was a good deal? How do you like this Sundown audio? This is a 12-inch. I think this is the SA series. So 1000 watts RMS. Anyway, that's all for tonight. It's getting late. I gotta get up and go to work. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Late. Fuses, anyone? 200 amp I just got put in there already. A 150, a 200, a 100, and a 150. That way, I'm going to get another one of these. Run, since I'm getting the Sundown dual 2 ohm, I might just get another one, might as well, and run each one off their own Scar RP 2000, because I can wire them down to in parallel to 1 ohm and get the full potential of this amp. I won't be able to do it tonight, but that's my plan now. I've changed plans from what I was going to do since I'm doing this deal. Just want to show you guys those fuses real quick.